All right. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Good evening. And basically, what I want to do this evening is just give a brief um, video on what the first day looked like with having my new chameleon. So basically, um, um, obviously, he was pretty stressed out from the whole ordeal of being shipped first and foremost, and second of all, being in a completely new environment. So um, I asked a lot of some questions just to kind of get some input as to how I should respond, in knowing that that was going to be his condition in coming. So, and then also during the duration of the time that he was here, I also took note of some of the ways that he was reacting or responding um, through the coloration and also his overall um, movements and gestures. So uh, overall, I was just basically recommended to leave him alone, allow him to have time to acclimate, and that typically this time period could take probably up to or roughly about 1 or 2 weeks, up to a month, for them to really feel at home and to feel comfortable and to really have like a full acclimation to their new environment, to their new surroundings. In addition to that, that it could take, also, that amount of time to be able to uh, develop a trust and to develop a bond with me as the owner, so that when it comes time for me to interact or engage, if I want to handle the chameleon, then it'll take about, more or less that time frame for that bond or for that trust to be established. So basically saying, um, you know, the best practice would be to, just um, obviously let your presence be known, but do not handle him, do not open the cage unnecessarily or disrupt him during this time of acclimation. Also, doesn't mean not to be around or not to not to like look at him. It just means that you don't invade in his new habitat, only as necessary. Obviously, you want to still provide food, and you still want to make sure that you're giving proper care and treatment. But aside from that, just limit the amount of time that you are um, basically entering into his territory now. Now, in addition to that, obviously, he's going to see that you're the one putting in the food, and that will help establish and develop like a connection between you and him. I mean, in his mind, with you and food, meaning that it's through you that the food is coming into the cage. So little by little, that will help to establish an understanding that like you're not there to hurt him, but that you're there as a way to provide a friend. You're not a threat. You're not a predator, but you're there as a friend, and that you're there to supply nutrients, and also that you're not there as a threat. So this is basically day one, um, uh, first day having him, and what I did notice was that he was most of the time when I did look into the cage, he was rather still. He didn't really move all that much, and the coloration that he had was very dark, actually black, primarily like his whole entire body, just looking like a black color. Kind of alarmed me a little bit because I wasn't sure exactly whether or not this was normal coloration or even behavior. And so, because of the fact that I was alarmed by the way that he was his behavior, I decided that I would ask within the group that I'm in regards to, like just different questions pertaining to overall ownership of chameleon and care and treatment and different things to look out for. And I just wanted to make sure it wasn't abnormal. Come to find out that it was completely normal behavior. Um, that kind of behavior could be um, I can expect that type of display probably for the first few weeks. It's very critical, like they had mentioned, do not handle the chameleon or do not attempt to handle him. Just do your normal stuff, like you always would. If you have a misting system, just allow for the lights, the misting to take place as normally you would. Have the lights come on and come off at the same times you normally would, as programmed. Have everything set up on a timer, so the lights go on and off at set times, and then the misting also goes on and off at set times at different intervals throughout the day. And so, and apart from that, you're providing food. Um, they did advise me to just be mindful or to be alert to his behavior. If indeed I did notice anything abnormal, like, or like maybe there's something that would be awkward. This way I can ask questions and also get assistance from because I'm pretty much first time owner, brand new, and I still have a lot to learn in regards to overall ownership of a chameleon. Um, I do believe I learned a lot as to what it takes to be able to successfully house and accommodate a chameleon, but I don't really. I'm obviously in the learning process in this journey of how to um, how to actually execute the care, because this is day one. So obviously, I'm going to learn a lot more as the days progress and as time goes on. So, excuse me, I'm very excited about this whole process. It has really been a lot of fun, just setting up the cage to begin with, and um, getting everything ready, making sure the timers were working properly and according to the schedule that I have set. Specifically, most importantly, for the misting system, because I didn't want to cause a flood in my room. That would have been bad. Um, but yeah, I've really enjoyed this process so far. Like I said, I'm pretty much a novice at this. Maybe just kind of becoming like intermediate, I guess, level now, since it's kind of already, I've gotten past the beginning portion, I guess. Um, so the rest of the week, what I plan to do is just kind of, I'm going to be busy for most of the day and even up into the evening. There's going to be because of my work schedule, and I'm also going to school, so I'll be gone for the majority of the day, which means he'll be able to have pretty much the whole time to himself to acclimate. The only time, sometime in the afternoon, I'll be able to come home. I can go ahead and set him up with some food so that we can have something to eat. Um, oh, I didn't mention. Excuse me. So I basically purchased a male um, Ambelobi panther chameleon. I given him the name um, Dorok Makto from the movie Avatar, if you're familiar with that. And basically, the whole name basically means Rider of the Last Shadow. But I wanted to give him that whole name, even though there's nobody riding him specifically or technically, because of the fact that it sounds better like with both parts. And basically, the first portion means last shadow, so which signifies like basically the last shadow that'll be seen by something. And in this circumstance, the last shadow that will be seen by like the cricket or the worm or whatever that's going to be feeded that I'm going to be feeding to the chameleon. So I thought it was a really good reference to that. And I've given him another name as well, just kind of to make it easy for people who don't want to say that or don't know how to say it. And basically, the alternate name or his nickname will be Pascal. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say for now. I'm going to try to keep it up to date and do like a daily um, little vlog just to kind of give you guys an idea what to expect or what's up, what's new development or anything that's been going on that I've noticed. Oh, so I just got home maybe about an hour ago from school, and it was about a quarter till 9, and I noticed he was just sitting on a branch, all kind of curled up. He wasn't black anymore. His kind of normal colors seemed to be what he was wearing, like his normal red and green coloration with like a band of white kind of going across the middle. So it looked really cool to see that, and his tail was all curled up. And he looked like he was just getting ready to go to bed. Basically, the system I have set up, the lights go out at 9 o'clock. So it's the same time frame that they followed where he was purchased from the breeder I got him from. So I figured I'd stick with that same schedule just to kind of make it easy, so it was something that he was already familiar with and didn't have to reacclimate to a completely different time schedule. So other than that, that's all I got. If you guys have any questions, any comments, feel free to put them down below. Um, I'll see what I can do, if I can get back to them and respond to any questions that you may have. I plan to post another vlog that kind of just covers, I guess, the idea of what you would want to have for a chameleon setup, and kind of just, I guess, discuss what I have set up on mine and kind of recommend, and what I've been recommended and what I've chosen to go with. So I guess I'll do that on another one, maybe tomorrow or later on this week. That way, if you are interested in setting up a chameleon enclosure, you'll have an idea of what it's going to need to look like and what it's going to cost or what it's going to take in order for you to make that happen. All right, well, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.